What is up, Cryptosomniacs? Early morning crypto and coffee here from California. Gonna make some stellar predictions, take a look at what a couple of things I see in the market, and a couple of fun things in the news about politics. Stay tuned right here on Cryptosomniac. And go. What's happening, guys? Bright and early. What's happening? Ryan Jack, good morning. Matteo Di Fiore, oh, went all in on Pundy. Oof, dangerous to go all in on anything all the time. What's happening? Banger Committee, what's up, guys? How's it going? Yeah, let's get into it, huh? How you like? First of all, how's everybody liking this morning format? Is it enough? Do people actually? You guys are here and awake to see it? Fantastic. Snee is going to be doing the evening show. I'm going to be doing the morning show. I'm going to keep mine super short just because there's not a ton to talk about this morning, but let's just jump right into it, okay? First of all, I want to go through a couple of things I saw in the news. We are here in California, so this may be less exciting to the rest of you in the rest of the world, but whoops, wrong one. Pretty excited about this one. So I used to live in San Francisco. I'm not a huge fan necessarily of Gavin Newsom, but the guy did take Bitcoin donations to his campaign funds all the way back in 2014. The guy is pro-Bitcoin. So here's a little clip from his Twitter. It says, "I should promote the technology ever so subtly by saying I'll accept Bitcoin in the campaign. I'm ready for it. But how the hell do I explain it to anybody?" So pretty hilarious. Hey, Gavin, just send them on over here. We're happy to try to explain it to them. I think we do a pretty good job. But anyway, so huge fan of that. And hello from India. What's happening, Monish? Yeah, huge fan of that. Pro-Bitcoin governor, definitely a good thing. So we'll see if the rest of his policies align, but hopefully that's a good thing for crypto here in California. And while we're talking about elections, you guys know I like to talk about how Augur could be misused, but how it's actually supposed to be used is sort of to bet on real world events, right? They call it prediction markets, but what that ultimately means is that you would be able to say, I believe that this will be the outcome of a situation, place your bet, and then reap the rewards, or lose your stake at the end. So anyway, lots of betting going on Augur on the upcoming or on the I guess it's no longer upcoming because it was the 6th, but on the recent political voting. So I just thought that was pretty interesting to see. Lots more use on the Augur platform, and hopefully we will see more adoption come through that. I'm not the hugest fan of betting being the way that people get exposed to cryptocurrency, primarily just because then it can have that mental issue. But anyway, I'm a fan of this app having a massive increase in usage. The more people using dApps, the better, in my opinion. So little bits of politics, that's all I'm going to get into it on that. We don't need to talk too much more about it, but just very cool, and happy to have a pro-Bitcoin governor here in California. So I reported a couple of days ago on the fact that Andreas Antonopoulos' new book had come out, and all the Bitly put it on its blacklist, right? Because it had too many links. So Bitly had said, Andreas Antonopoulos came out, tweeted about it, and was like, "Why are you guys blocking crypto content?" We know that this is a case, right? There's been the actual ban from Google and Facebook, etc., but there's been a shadow ban as well. A number of different platforms. I've seen people get kicked off of Medium for writing crypto articles. I've seen, I've had a number of you guys tell me you're not getting our notifications, and the only reason I could think that possibly would be is because we do cryptocurrency content. So anyway, McAfee tattoo. No McAfee tattoo for me. I do have some tattoos. Whoops, I guess I'm off frame here. So I do have some tattoos, but definitely no McAfee tattoos. So anyway, all right. So XLM or 88 at Coinbase. Manisha, you know what? I talked about this the other day. I think probably realistically Stellar is going to get added before Cardano, just because Stellar exists. The platform is already live right now. People are building things on it right now, and and Cardano's still in testnet phase. They haven't rolled anything out yet. So that would be my best bet. That's the furthest I can speculate it on it for now. I think perhaps Cardano would fit their framework more for what they are looking for. However, I think, again, I have it on pretty good authority that team is very difficult to communicate with, and that makes it very difficult to be able to get all of the information you need to be able to run a node, et cetera, et cetera. So as much as I am sure, and I would, again, big supporter of Cardano, huge fan of Charles Hoskinson, I would love to see it get listed, and I have not sold any of my Cardano, but I think Stellar is probably a more likely candidate. All right, XRP, a good buy or scam? I trade in and out of Ripple. Everybody knows I think Ripple is a scam. It's a scam the same way that the Federal Reserve is a scam. It's a great way to give your value back to the 1%. So that's my opinion on it. What is happening? Hello from Italy, Nicolo. I'm gonna butcher this. Predzer. I know that double Z sound is like a TZ sound, but I apologize for ruining that pronunciation. But what's happening? Yeah, definitely no lower back tattoos. I was a kid in the 90s, but I actually don't even have I don't have any tribal tattoos either. So yeah, dodge both of those bullets. No lower back tattoo, no tribal tattoo for me. So I will say, honestly, Tomio, being realistic, Ripple is going to be a thing, whether I like it or not. So do I think that it is a good buy for you? I mean, I trade in and out of it all the time, so I'll say that, right? I buy it when I think that there is an opportunity to make money on it. I don't have a problem. I do not hold Ripple because I'm just not a fan. They still own like 30% of the currency and have it in reserve, and that is basically the same thing as the Federal Reserve, which I'm a huge opponent of. So that's that. But didn't hold too long. Yeah, fair enough, man. I mean, it's up to you. Ultimately, guys, don't just take my word for it. Just because I don't like something doesn't mean you don't have to like it, right? Everybody is fully okay to. People can like things. I say this all the time. People can like things. So don't worry about that. But speaking of Ponzi schemes, Overstock CEO is pointing out that the modern financial system is a Ponzi scheme. Let me say this with no uncertain terms: fractional reserve banking is a scam. It's saying, let me hold a little bit of your money. Now I'm going to go make a lot of money off your little bit of money. And if everybody here comes back to try to get their little bit of money back, I don't have it. That's what it means. I keep a fraction in reserve of what I am supposed to have. I'm lending out more money than I actually have. That's a problem. That's why I like Bitcoin. Only 21 million ever. That's why I'm not a huge fan of a lot of these derivative products. While we're on the subject, guys, I am going to have the CEO of Compound.finance on Friday to kind of grill him about his lending platform. So they have a way that you can effectively loan out your cryptocurrency for interest and gain interest. We'll learn more about that on the episode, but that seems a lot less dicey than BitConnect, but one of the biggest known scams in this whole space is BitConnect, which was, you guessed it, a lending platform. So I'm not a huge fan of lending platforms overall, and I'm interested to get some feedback from this guy. Guys, ultimately, I'm trying to bring on the most interesting content I can, not only to help myself learn, help you guys learn. I'm going to have David Steinruck from TUSD on very soon, and hopefully Tori Reese as well, who's the CEO. So going to have those guys on, want to talk stable coins and if they think that'll be used as a payment coin anytime in the future. So yeah, Celsius, also another good one. I've actually talked to those people. We'll see, guys, again, as idealistic as I would like to be, I understand that they're going to need to be, if we are going to actually have the world adopt cryptocurrency as a thing, there is going to be some aspects of centralization, whether I like it or not. There are going to be some aspects of the current financial system that I don't like that are going to make their way into the crypto sphere. And anyway, whether I like it or not, it is what it is. My job in the meantime is to continue to try to pass along the information so everybody else can make their best decision. I think a lot of people don't even know what fractional reserve banking is. I know it certainly galled me when I found out what it was. So, all right, let's get good and caffeinated. So anyway, just thought this was cool. The CEO, who is obviously a well-known cryptocurrency supporter, the CEO of Overstock.com, is just talking about modern financial system being a Ponzi scheme, because exactly, like, if you just give me some more money, then I can lend some more money out, right? What is a Ponzi scheme? If I'll buy this business, right? I'll buy this item, I'll buy this thing, and then all I have to do is to get 2 people to sign up underneath. It's basically like an MLM, right? You guys have heard of a pyramid scheme? Well, that's effectively how our system works. As long as more people are still putting labor in and still are trying to access capital, then the people that have capital to lend out can reap the benefit of that. And you know, that's all good and fine as long as you need to as long as you need to hold on to the same amount of money that you're lending out. As soon as fractional reserve banking becomes a thing, sure, it creates a whole lot of opportunity to make more money, but it's fake, right? It's a shell game, because when you call that bet, they can't pay up. All right. Yes, dude, please, somebody connect me with Danny from Crypto99. If any of you guys know him, please connect me with him. You can find me on Telegram at CryptoSineWave. You can find me on Twitter at CryptoSineWave, and that's CryptoSineWave. You know what a sine wave is? I produce music. It makes the coolest bass tone. So anyway, a sine wave also is the same way that these charts tend to flow. Things move in oscillations. So yeah, please do smash that like button if you guys are enjoying the content. Be sure, if you do enjoy this kind of content, hit the little subscription. We're going to start doing way more shows, guys. So you'll see me in the morning, Snay in the evening, and I definitely recommend you hit that bell so that you know when we go live. And furthermore, if you have subscribed and you are not getting the notifications, please let me know, because I just want to know how often we're getting shadow banned for all of this wonderful crypto content that we put out for you. Avenue OC says, what's PundiX? PundiX is a payment platform similar to Square, but just for being able to accept cryptocurrency payments. My biggest issue with PundiX is that you have to buy hardware, right? You know, again, all right, Monarch Shill incoming. This is why I say, so with you could either buy this whole new system, right? Like, if you've already got a payment processing system in place, something to swipe credit cards. There's like Elevon, there's Square, there's 9X. There's a bunch of different ones that are payment processors. So if you've already got something in place for that, why would you buy entirely new hardware, right? You've already made an investment in your payment processor, so you're going to have to buy entirely new hardware to be able to process those cryptocurrency payments. Or you could just set up Monarch, no hardware required, and be able to accept those payments online, be able to accept those payments any other form of electronic fashion that you want. So while PundiX I think is a good idea, potentially I think it's going to get overshadowed too. I think the technology is going to outpace the development of what it is, and I think they're going to have a hard time getting adoption. So that is the deal. Good call, WSR. We're actually working on that. I'm trying to find my way into a morning show. I've been a night owl since I have moved to Los Angeles. I don't really like getting up super early, but I realize I'm late. This is like a late morning show for the people on the East Coast. So I'm in LA. It's early-ish, but not really. Probably a lot of people are on their way to work. So I do appreciate all of you guys being here to watch with me. Cyber Kenobi, what's happening? Practically speaking, who cares if no one can pay up? I do, and you should too. You should care that if think of it this way, right? If you bought this is exactly how the housing crisis started in 2008. If I bought a giant pack of loans that were, and now I am basing my assets on this loan. I own all these properties, right? I own all of these properties. And I bought this pack of loans, and 2 of them were actual big commercial real estate buildings that have tenants that live in them. And then 3 of them were like subprime, or 20 of them were subprime housing mortgages that the people that they lent them out to, they can't pay for them, right? And I don't know that there's a way to do all the due diligence to find that out when you're looking into a pack of loans that you bought. I don't know. So full disclosure there, I could be, maybe there's something I don't know. But my point being is, if you're buying a pack of loans and then all of your assets, effectively you're trying to leverage that to get another business loan, and then for whatever reason you've collateralized your loan with junk, right? And something goes bad and they make that call and you've got to sell all those properties and you can't make the call. Do you understand? Like, if they aren't going to pay for the house? What happens if 20% or more of the properties that are in your pack of loans aren't actually going to pay, right? And they all get repossessed. Is that good for your bottom line? So you should care. You should care about that. It's the whole thing's a house of cards. The entire financial system is a house of cards, right? I mean, this Patrick Byrne's saying it best. The entire thing is a Ponzi scheme. We're continuing to allow people that have money to create more money out of thin air by shuffling cards around and playing the shell game. And it's bullshit, frankly. All right, so let's see. What else? We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, guys, whatever. Ripple is going to have a use case. Perhaps it'll be worth more, but all these people thinking that it's going to go to $10 are crazy, right? Do the math is all I have to say. See what it's worth right now. See what the market cap was when it was $3, and then do the math and just be realistic. It's not happening. It's not happening. So. All right, so yeah, Banger Committee says XRP sucks, but it pumps. Fair enough. I mean, exactly. That's why I will trade in and out of it, guys. I trade in and out of it pretty frequently. All right, so I know you don't come here just to hear me rant. I know I'm entertaining, and when I don't have giant bags under my eyes, I don't look like a corpse all of the time. But you don't come here for me. You come here for the charting. So let's jump into the charts. What do we say? Bitcoin is looking like it's in a nice rising wedge right now. So I have been wondering, are we going to continue to pump? You know, it's been nicely around that 64 to 6,500 range, but looking like a falling wedge to me here, guys. So I suspect that we're probably going to see Bitcoin come back down, right? This is looking pretty wedgy. It's I'm sorry, not falling wedge, rising wedge. I misspoke. I apologize. But that's starting to look pretty wedgy there. Let me be more appropriate with my placement, right? And those quite often break bearish. So I do expect Bitcoin to come down from this level. Look at this RSI, guys. This stochastic RSI, super run up, and I'm just looking at it on the daily. So overall, it's not terrible news, but I do think we're going to head back down to somewhere between 6 and 6,300. Let's look at these on smaller intervals. Yeah, just can't quite keep the buy pressure up. The bulls just can't quite keep the buy pressure up. Although I will say that the shorts are at an all-time low, which does give me a little bit of confidence. However, that could change. And yeah, volume. I don't like the way that I see the volume, but you know what I do like? We're way above this long-term downtrend line, right? We're way above that. And again, let's go back to the bigger intervals, but you guys see my big burgundy line here? This is the long-term downtrend line from the all-time high, and we are well out of that at this point, which makes me pretty happy. So as long as we can stay above that, I would like to see us go up and test this 6,800 area. I think this was our previous resistance here, and that looks a little wonky. I should probably clean that up. But I would like to see that, and then next, again, have to break past that 7,200 level on past 7,800. If we get past 8 grand, I think we're going. I think we're off to the races. But I'm not holding my breath for that right now. So, all right, let's see what else. What else? Who else? Agree to disagree? It's fair. It's fair. Hey, you still watch the show, so I mean, again, guys, people can like things. We can all have our opinions. That's what's great about the world. And when we're not Nazis about it, we don't kill each other for having different opinions. So it's okay. It's okay to like different things. Cyber Kenobi saying agree to disagree. What's the market cap of US dollars, euros? Don't know. That's fair. Okay, fine. I see what your point is, but yeah, we all know that the dollar is going down in value. And does anybody not know that? Can I get anybody up here who thinks that the dollar is worth more than it was 40 years ago? Will you just say so? Because I hate to tell you, but you're wrong. But again, we're speculating on an asset class that there's no reason to hold, Cyber Kenobi. There's no reason to hold it. Just buy it, move your money, sell it. Why would I hold it in that case? I have no use to hold it. It's not like it's not like I don't see that institutions are buying this stuff up at a rapid rate, and they're going to be able to print more willy-nilly as long as they like, effectively. Hey man, it's all good. Hey, do I look offended? No, it's okay, man. This is healthy conversation is great. And difference of opinion. Honestly, seriously, if everybody on here was like, yes, we like exactly what you say, it would be boring, man. It would be super boring. So I'm perfectly happy to hear people with a difference of opinion. And furthermore, I reserve the right to change my opinion when presented with new information. So you know, I'm trying to stay open-minded. I think that's the best way to go through life. Is just stay open-minded. What kind of coffee do you drink? Hodl Fuel? Dude, I'd be totally down to drink some Hodl Fuel. I've never tried it, but I've seen them at a bunch of different conferences lately. The coffee I'm drinking right now, I think is, what is it? Oh, you know what it is? It's the Sumatra from Coffee Bean, which is pretty good. If you want, here's a total endorsement of a product that I love. If you guys can ever get your hands on Ritual Coffee from San Francisco, shout out Ritual Coffee. I love that stuff. It is so good. I don't know what they do to roast it, but delish. Oh my goodness. Did you guys just see this? Hey, look at that. It's almost like TA works. Wow. What just happened? It's almost like TA works. Cool. So anyway. Right. Well, so great. I hate it when I'm right when it's going down, but it's almost like TA works. Okay, so anyway, I wanted to make a stellar prediction so I don't have a clickbait title and not talk about it. So let's go on over and take a look at Stellar. So I do think that this is an asset that is very likely to get added to Coinbase, and I do think that this is probably, in my opinion, I think this is probably the next one to get added to Coinbase, just because there's only 2 left of the 5 that they had speculated on, and those were Cardano and Stellar. Again, I've given my reasons. I think because Stellar actually has a working platform with people building stuff on top of it, etc., 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 this is probably the more likely candidate. So let's look at some entries. Now this chart is looking like a mess, I realize. Yeah, this chart is looking like a mess, I realize, because I've left my previous entries on here, right? So effectively, I had entries from several days back that were cleared down at this like, what was that, 34.90-ish range, and then 35.20-ish range. Obviously this is all worked out. Basically all of these orders have hit, and so this, I would say that these are actually, I would leave these orders stand. So one right about here at that, right about it, just below that 618 level. So I've got a targeted entry right about 3,700. Again, guys, careful on that whole number psychology, but I'll be looking around there. Again, before I place the order, I'm going to look in and tighten that up a little bit. But do you see why I say it there? Do you see how much? Do you see how much support we have at that area? And that's, again, this is where the bodies of these candles are. Obviously the wicks move a little bit more. So again, this is why I say don't put it exactly. I never recommend going exactly on a whole number. But that just honestly, guys, I'm not trying to tell you where to buy and sell. I'm trying to tell you why I put my entries where I buy and sell. I'm trying to teach a man to fish. So yeah, so I would say there's that one there, right about at that 618 level, about 3,700. I've got another one at about 3,760 or so, and I've got 2 more that are just, these are basically, probably these would both fill. And look at this wick, honestly, this one would have filled on the last little bounce. So 3850, 3840, somewhere in there. So those would be my targeted entries, and then I'd be looking to take profit right about, oops, let me get rid of this auto scale here. I'd be looking to take profit right around the 4,000 mark, right around the 4,120 mark, and then trying to close that position by 42.42. So that'd be the short-term trade. Or again, you could actually, if this is something looking to add to your long-term stack as opposed to trade, because this is one of my long-term holds, then I'd be putting my entries in down here, and I would probably, hold on, let's do the measurement. Oops. And yeah, stop loss at about 33.80 roughly. That way you got a percentage, or you got a potential for about a 2.5% loss, while you've got the potential for you know, minimum 14% gain. That's if you're going all the way down here. If you're going for these other entries, again, then still a potential for, oops, let me pull this thing down here. yeah, for these swing trade opportunities or these short-term trade opportunities, still a potential for like 15%. So not bad. This would be considered a medium-term trade. You know, I'd be looking to close out of this within about a week or so, something like that. So that is that's what I think there. And then let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum, because it had pumped up and has since come back down. Market's starting to cool off a little bit today. So let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. And then what do you guys interested in? PundiX, 7% income, just holding. Nice one, Mateo. Nice work. I would, yeah. So if somebody wants to get the Hodl Fuel guys to sponsor me, I'm happy to drink their coffee on here. Are you using Coil to monetize your streams? I'm not. I don't even know what that is. In fact, we demonetized the channel. Ultimately, in a bear market, you don't need to watch 10 seconds worth of, I'm Jason Bond and I'm here to teach you to trade stocks. I get that ad all the time, right? Because I'm searching trading stuff. There's always, you don't need to watch all these guys trying to advertise you their stock trading systems if you're trying to watch our content. I mean, feel free to look at them. We demonetized it. I don't need to show you commercials. It's fine. We may remonetize the channel as time goes once the bull market kicks back in, but ultimately our goal is to get the quality content in people's hands, so we've demonetized the channel. We make money other ways. All right. What else? PundiX has a real use. Again, I agree. I never said it didn't. I just said I think it's going to be a harder adoption road than others. Hey, man, listen, guys, ultimately, do your own research, right? Who cares what I think? I mean, I appreciate that you guys care what I think. Honestly, I do. Thank you. I'm glad you guys are here watching me and paying attention to our content. But ultimately, if you've done the research and you believe that a project is sound fundamentally and you believe in the team, go for it. Who cares what I think, right? Ultimately, but do your own research. Make sure you have a reason why, not just like, I heard Ripple's going to moon, I should buy some. Make sure you have a reason why. Know why it's going to happen. Who cares when moon? Worry about why moon. That's way more important. All right. What else? Who am I missing? Masses love being scammed, says Yadman Crystal. Yeah, you're right. Masses love being told what to do, is what they do. Yeah, masses love being told what to do. All right, let's see. I think I've gotten through. What's the deal with XRP and NASDAQ? Care to elaborate on that question there, Cyber Kenobi? I'm not sure what you're asking, my man. You believe what you want. That's not the issue. I don't understand how you call things scams just because you don't like it or believe in it. Bitcoin is a scam. Ripple's a scam. Okay, the reason I call Ripple a scam is the same reason I call the Federal Reserve Bank a scam. The reason I call the Federal Reserve Bank a scam is because they just create money out of nothing. They just decide to print more money. They, at whim, modify interest rates up or down. At whim, print more money and effectively just continue to make your money worth less. To me, Ripple feels exactly the same because they have 30% of the total currency in the reserve of the company. And I don't care if it's held by smart contracts or not, because I think that I think that there's probably enough backdoors built into that system. It's built by the banks for the banks. I already don't like the banks. I'm into crypto because I hate the way that the banks operate. That's why I think it's a scam. I think banks are a scam. I think Ripple's a scam. It's a great way for you to give your Bitcoin to the banks. That's my opinion. Does it work? Yes. Does it do the people that I don't think that the people that are running the company are being dishonest or anything like that. I just think what it is a great way to give your bank to the Bitcoin. I said it backwards. Give your Bitcoin to the bank. And I think the banks are a scam because they are loaning out more money than they have. They're continuing to create more money out of thin air by playing a shell game. That's bullshit. All right, so, wow, now rant over. Cool is an XRP tipping system for, Coil is a XRP tipping system for YouTube and Twitch. All right, fair enough. Interesting. All right, cool. I'll definitely check it out, guys. I mean, again, like I reserve the right to change my opinion when presented with new information. So I am happy to take a look at it. I'll check it out. Yes, Banger Committee, right on the nose. It's easier for companies to just integrate payment solutions into the software they're already using. Exactly my thought on why PonyX is going to have a difficult road. Maybe in underdeveloped nations, PonyX would be the way forward, right? I mean, that would make more sense to me because they don't already have a Visa card processing system necessarily. So sure, there you might have the way forward, and especially being able to accept crypto payments within the hardware device potentially. I think it all depends on where they go to market. You know, who's their target audience. So that's what I say. You guys, again, feel free to, if you've done the research and you believe in the project, get involved. That's ultimately what it comes down to. I'm not here to tell you how to spend your money. I'm here to tell you how I spend my money. And guys, in case you haven't noticed, I got opinions and I'm not afraid to share them. I try to say when, at least when I'm expressing an opinion, or at least lately I've tried to correct myself when I don't know the facts, or when I've at least tried to say, you know, I should probably look into this. But yeah, I'm expressing opinions. Well, Jane Smith, I've done a fair amount of research since then, and did I not admit live on the stream that I was wrong about not using Ripple for XRapid? I don't see the problem there. But I still fundamentally think it's a great way to give your Bitcoin back to the banks. I definitely understand what the project is. It's a payment system. And what they are trying to develop is a quicker way to move money around so that the banks don't have to use the SWIFT system. I fully understand that. I just don't think that the token value is going to be derived from people adopting that system. I could be wrong. What do I know? Again, and more importantly, you're still here watching, right? So if I'm so full of shit and I don't know what I'm talking about, why are you watching our channel? So yeah, ultimately, that's what it comes down to. And this is also why I say you should get your news everywhere. You should get your opinions everywhere. You should do your own research and form your own opinions. Fair? Is that a fair assessment? All right, great. Let's see. Look up genius in the dictionary, Stephen Thomas. All right, I'll look it up. Rumor NASDAQ launching crypto initiative in early 19. Yeah, I could totally see that. I mean, there's all kinds of rumors that NASDAQ's been putting together a crypto desk. There's all kinds of rumors that all of these different trading houses are putting together crypto desks. And it's very likely, I think, they are just waiting for the bottom. And I think that's a very likely candidate. If NASDAQ is going into crypto, I think it's a strong likelihood that they would adopt Ripple. Why wouldn't they, right? It's the closest thing to the current traditional financial system. Why wouldn't they? Hilarious. You called me fake news. Hilarious. Great. Yeah, there is more than one person on this channel. That's also why this channel is valuable, right? Multiple opinions, multiple angles, multiple pieces of knowledge. But ask Snake what he thinks about Ripple. Ask them all what he thinks about Ripple. Ask them all. They're all going to give you pretty much the same opinion as me, is that it's a great way to give your Bitcoin back to the banks, but that it is probably worthwhile to trade in and out of. So, yeah. Anyway, that's enough of that rant. Anything else in the market? Oh yeah, we didn't get into ETH. So, yeah, let's look at that. I'm gonna need some smaller time frames. Yeah, that was a little falling wedgie there. Or rising wedgie there again. I don't know. I don't know about this. I think we probably see it. Well, let's look at this. Let's look at this with the fib. Oops. So it'll probably come down and bounce off this 210 level. somewhere between 210, 208. I suspect it'll probably bounce there and trade through this channel here for a while. Yeah, that would be my inclination. I would still, but you know, this was my previous stop loss. This stop loss would hold 207.08. So that's I would still leave my stop loss there as of where it is. Depends on when you got into the trade, I suppose. But if you got in anywhere, basically, if the pump happened and then you waited for confirmation, you probably got in somewhere around here. So, yeah, I would say the stop loss holds. Hey guys, let's not fight in the chat, right? Let's not devolve into petty arguing, right? It's again, Jane likes to express opinions. People can express opinions. Carry on, Jane. Did I say it's going anywhere? Did I say it has potential, or did I not? Right? I'm not going to give them my money, but I'm going to make money off of it because there is a lot of money to be made off of it. It's such a cheap coin and holds so much market cap that new people that come into crypto are going to see it and go, I could buy a $6,500 Bitcoin, or I could buy super cheap Ripple. I'm going to buy a bunch of Ripple. I think that's very likely. Again, most people are just going to go, I mean, realistically, why did Litecoin pump so hard? Because it got on Coinbase and they were looking and it's like you can get super expensive Bitcoin, kind of expensive Ethereum, or super cheap Litecoin. So people went crazy on Litecoin during the bull run. So I think for the same reason, we will see exactly that. People know the name Ripple. My CPA was asking me about Ripple. I've had a number of people that have some exposure to crypto but don't know a ton about it. That's the first thing they ask me about. Tell me about Ripple. So I think they've got great marketing. I think overall they're doing the right things as far as a company goes. I just think that it's a great way to give your Bitcoin to the banks, and I'd rather hold my Bitcoin. That's the whole point of Bitcoin, is because the banks are going to keep playing the shell game, and now we're building into the cryptocurrency industry the shell game. It's kind of a bummer. You can't buy Ripple. Fine, XRP. I don't give a shit. We're semantics. Are we going to argue semantics right now? No problem, Tomio. I'll express my opinion. I will hold my opinion, and again, until I'm presented with new information, I still believe that dicey. So think whatever you want. Watch whatever you want. Watch whatever channels you want. Spend your money however you want. This is what's great about living in the world, especially in the United States. It's a free country. You can do whatever the hell you want. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to watch. But I do appreciate all of you guys that do watch. So thanks. And Jane, chill. Like, take it easy. I think you might be too big of a... Here's the other thing, guys. People will fight hard on confirmation bias. Like here's a great example, right? Like, Cyber Kenobi has been watching us forever, right? I've seen him in the channel forever. He's always been a Ripple fan, and you know, again, he does it right. He's always saying like, nope, he's pro Ripple without getting super offended. People can like things, people can dislike things, and people can express opinions, and that's okay as long as it's expressed as opinions. Again, I will correct myself on the record if I misspeak. I've done it. If you don't believe me, go ahead and look back on the channel. So if I were ever spreading fake news, as it says, I will go on the record and correct it because I have integrity. So let's take it easy, Jane. I get it. You're a Ripple supporter. Carry on with your Ripple supporting, but chill. Hey, Amit. Good morning, man. I didn't expect to see you on so early. Let's take a look at Nano. Yes, let's do that. Where is it? That is Neo. Not Nano. Where is it? There we go. All right, and let's get this out to the daily. Wow, it's holding up really well, huh? I really like. I really ought to. As much as I talk about this, I should probably hold some of this at some point. I really like how fast this coin is. The transaction times are insane. But looks like, I don't know. That might be a little bit of a falling wedge. Let's chart it, shall we? Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know if it can quite qualify, guys. There's it's like a little bit, but not quite looking like. I wouldn't be very convinced. And generally, a falling. Generally, this is looking a little bit more like a pennant. Unfortunately, I hate to say it. I think Nano's going to come down a little bit from here. It's been trading sideways for too long, and look, the volume is just steadily decreasing. Although I will say the stochastic's looking pretty good. Sorry, I got a little fruit fly in here. Let's look at the. Whoops, I don't need a. Lazy bear. It looks like sell pressure is actually increasing on Nano right now. Let's look at it on smaller time frames. Yeah, see that the darker red, or rather the more bold red, I should say, is higher pressure, and then when the darker red happens, that means the sell pressure is starting to let up, but we see it come back in full force here. 2 hour and the 1 hour, you know, we got some buy pressure, but it's falling off. So I think Nano's probably going to come down a little bit from there, and well, here's how we'll do this. Fast and loose on the candles here. So boy, that's tough. Not a ton of support under here in recent history. Yeah, let's do this. Oh dear, what just happened? Okay. Come on, there we go. Come on, there we go. Yeah, below that, I think it's like setting a stop loss. I would just wait, honestly. I would just wait and watch it, because I'm not confident that these entries would be good. So, I mean, these would be where the entries I would look at are, but it's, again, just based on, yeah, I would wait. That's what I would say with Nano right now. I would just wait and see how it plays out. I would like to see how these next couple candles play out, because this just looks like a channel, right? It's not. It doesn't. It's the wicks go too far down for it to be a wedge, right? So this just looks like a channel. So I think probably it's going to ping off this channel like this. And I would wait, because if it's going to keep pinging off that channel on the way down, it's eventually going to come down to these lines. What the heck is this line? Boy, that's ugly. that's what I do when that's what happens when I get sloppy on it. Yeah, I think that's a little bit closer to reality there. There we go. But yeah, I would just wait, because again, if it's going to come down and just ping off this support, it'll probably, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. That does look, it's falling wedgy eventually, but would want to see what the next couple candles do. I'd wait at least a couple of hours to see before I was looking at making any entries on that. Chart Monarch, I'd love to. It's not on any exchanges yet. And don't ask me the next question, because I can't speculate on what exchanges it will be listed on at this time. But I'd love to chart it for you one of these days. All right. So let's see. What's a good entry point for Nano? Look at Neo 2. Oh, boy. All right, Nano. Okay. Let's talk about... Yeah, let's talk about Monero. You guys know I love Monero. I actually met 2 of the guys from the Monero team at World CryptoCon in Vegas, and it was very cool. I'm trying to talk them into coming on the channel. I don't know if it's going to be, I don't know if I'll be successful in doing so, given that it is a privacy coin, and they're on the team, so I don't know if I'll be able to do so, but I love Monero, and I would love to have somebody that's a little bit more involved in the project come over and just have a conversation. So I'm working on that, guys. Yeah, we can take a look at the Monero chart as well. How are we doing on time here? I don't even know what time I went live. Is it 8:30? I think I've been on for half hour or so. All right, let's see. So I have a request for Nano. Again, I would wait on Nano, guys. I would wait on Nano. And let it come down a little bit more. Because again, that's what I think. I think it's going to come down some more. I'd be looking to, you know, I wouldn't start to look to enter until it's down at about the 2,600 sats, roughly. And I don't know that I'd enter there, because honestly, that's probably where I'd be setting my stop loss if I was holding this right now. Yeah, I'd be setting my stop loss if that's where I was holding it right now, and I'd be looking to re-enter back down, you know, somewhere in here at this like 1,450 to 1,600 range. Again, until the rest of the crypto market, guys, I'm not super bullish on a lot of the altcoins right now. Until the entire market starts to pick back up, I think alts always bleed worse. So that being said, unless there's a real catalyst reason for me to want to enter a trade, like I know an announcement is coming up, or they're going to, you know, an exchange listing, something like that. Those are generally reasons that I will look to buy. And I'm really not liking this volume here. We got tapering off sell volume, just tapering off volume overall, lots of sell volume. So I would wait on Nano. And you want to look at Neo 2? Sure, why not? Where'd it go? There it is. This mess of a chart I have here. I haven't looked at Neo in a while. Well, it looks like it's been holding its price pretty well. It's actually nice to see, right? Not so much volatility, but the rising wedge that I saw back here didn't really happen, did it? So Neo is one that I have currently. I have no interest in Neo. I don't know of anything huge under development. I still think that probably if I was going to have to pick between the two, I would lean Ontology, just because I feel like it's got a more active development community at the time. As of right now, boy, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I wouldn't enter. I wouldn't enter a trade on Neo right now. This looks like it's gonna just kind of curl over and proceed back down. Stochastic RSI is super run up. Let's look at the MACD. Yeah, we just can't seem to stay on the positive side there. So I would hold off on Neo for now. I do not hold any Neo. I have never held any Neo. So take that with a grain of salt. I always try to disclose my holds and interests, etc. I don't hold any Neo. I've never held any Neo, and I would not get involved in a Neo trade right now. So that's that. All right. Who's coming after Jason? Nobody's coming after me. There's somebody. I was ranting about Ripple a few weeks back, saying that it had no use case and that it wasn't required to actually function on their network. I was wrong. I was corrected. I corrected on the case that it turns out you do need Ripple to use XRapid. So great, it has a use case. But I still don't think that's a reason to hold Ripple, because you buy it, you move the money, you sell it. I don't know. Are banks going to load up on XRP so that they just have a bunch ready to go to move it, or are they going and then be exposed to the volatility, or are they just going to buy it when they need it, use it, and then sell it so that they aren't exposed to the volatility? Because they're used to the volatility of the dollar. They know that the dollar is going down, but they can peg everything to that, and it's fine. I don't think that they're going to say, I have millions of dollars that I need to move from Asia to Europe, and I'm just going to have all of this XRP sitting here and going up and down and up and down and up and down and down and down. I mean, when the crypto market, when it's a bear market, they're not going to hold that token, right? Are they holding it now? Are they stocking up on it now? I didn't think so. So that's my opinion on it. Again, it's my opinion. But yeah, so Jane was saying, because I think Ripple is a great way to give your Bitcoin back to the banks, Jane was saying, I need to stop calling it a scam. I can say whatever I want. I'm expressing the fullness of my opinion of why I think it's a scam. Go do your own research, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Ryan. We're all friends here. We're all friends here. You think? Yes. If it wasn't for those kids, oh man, if only. I wish I had Snae's tan. I can barely stand in the sun. All right, let's see. Amit says, I love XRP as long as it's making me money. Don't fall in love with your bag. Sell when you see a good profit. Exactly. Exactly. Don't fall in love with your bag. Are you here to, but again, on the flip side of that, only invest in the coins that you'd be willing to hold a bag on, right? Only invest in coins. You can trade in and out of things, but only invest in coins that you would be okay to hold a bag on, because otherwise, why are you buying it? BTC is falling. Yeah, I know. It's almost like I called it, and then it happened literally on stream. I was like, yeah, this looks like it's going to break, and it did. All right. Hello from Belgium. Please have a look at Wax. Sure, I don't think I've ever looked at Wax, so why not? Let's take a look at Wax. You want me to see it? Yeah, I can chart Loom too. Yep. Do you on Wax? Do we want it against you? I'll do it against Bitcoin, because I don't know where you're from, and you probably don't care what the USD value is. Look at that cup. Wow. So here is what I'm going to look for on this. I would, boy, yeah. That's looking pretty bullish. I don't like this volume. I don't like this volume on the smaller intervals, right? I mean, there's times when it's not trading at all. So I think that there's probably just not a ton of volume on this coin. That being said, this is looking like a really nice cut, right? So I would like to see what's it going to do. But if I were looking to make an entry on this at some point right now, so right about 1100 maybe. Yep, still want that. And maybe yeah. Hopefully that might be a little above that wick. Yeah. All right. I know it's super exciting to watch me peer into the camera and look at my 5 head. So this is what I would say. I'd say somewhere around 1020. somewhere around 1110 and somewhere around 1200. And again, be careful with the whole number psychology, but if I were looking to enter a trade on that, that's probably where I would enter it. But then super tight stop loss on this one. Hold on, let's see, what do we got? What's our RR potential here? Wow, that's crazy. All right, that's super run up. That's 65%. That's probably not coming down that low again. I'm gonna go ahead and target some other entries here based on recent. In fact, let's get a fib on this guy. That looks like it's about where the breakout is. To max. Yeah, and you know, this is at the high right now, so for sure don't buy right now. Never buy when it's at the top, right? Learn that lesson from January Bitcoin. Don't buy at the top. Boy, it's pretty incredible how this just lines right up here, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't know. I'd wait for the pullback. That's a huge run up. That's still 20%. So I've done no research into this coin, so I don't know why Moon. I don't know why this is happening, but I would want to make sure that you look into it, you know, before I would seriously go look into this and find out why this is happening. Was there a big announcement? Does it have an exchange listing coming up, or what is the reason for this? What I do know is on the TD sequential, we just hit a 13, so I suspect this is going to come down from here. Between the RSI being this run up, let's see what's Lazy Bear look like here. Yeah, I think we're gonna see a sell signal happen here pretty quick on the Lazy Bear. Let's see. Oh, we are to sell buy there. A little fake out. Yeah, I think it's going to pull back. I would wait for the pullback. This, you know, never buy at all-time highs, guys. Just don't do that. And even though this probably isn't all-time high, yeah, no, certainly not all-time high. It is the recent, it's the recent high since October at least. So I'd wait for the pullback. If this was something I wouldn't even consider entering this until it's either stabilized, come down a little bit, maybe bounced off of this fib level here. But yeah. I generally would wait until it pulls back into the 0.5. Wait for at least that much retracement. And with this much volume, I hate to say it, but it may be that there's bots running this price up. That may be market maker bots making that happen. So, all right. Jason is a model. Thanks, guys. You guys are sweet. All right. Let's see. Yeah, let me chart Loom, and I think that's gonna wrap it for me. Yasin Arafat? No, I do not know that coin, and I could not speak to it, so I don't know that. I don't know anything about it. And then yeah, I'll take a look at GBT. All right, so I'm gonna look at Loom. I'm gonna take a look at GBT, and then I'm out of here. Man, lots of sideways action on these things, huh? Yeah, I don't know. This one's not. There's nothing screaming at me here. We'll go from the breakout. So it's actually right about in the trading zone. So let's see. These would be the only two positions I would consider trying to enter it on here. And again, I'm not super confident. I wouldn't make this call. I wouldn't enter this trade. And I'm not going to enter this trade. But if I were going to enter this trade, these are the two places I would look to pick up. Somewhere around 1500 and somewhere around 1660, somewhere around there. And then yeah, stop loss at like, I mean, I'd probably put my stop right here. Which gives us what? That's still more of a loss than I'm usually willing to incur, at like 4%. So oops. Good heavens. Come on, chill out. There we go. I just want it to be level. Just be level. Yeah, so stop loss at about 1460, something like that. And we're gonna look at GBT, and then I'm getting out of here, guys. I can't sit here and chart all day for you, but I do appreciate you watching. Also, sorry, I'm going to chart GBT in USD because that's what I've got. All these previous ones would stand. It's all still in here. All this would stand. Yeah, this guy can go. This would be a take profit now, not an entry. How many guys are using GBT? Just out of curiosity. Anybody set up a trading account on there? Any of you guys? GBT is a great way. If you guys know any traders that are trading on GBT, this is a great way to know if anybody's TA is actually worth a darn, because it's all done on the blockchain. So you can find out how good their TA is. Oops, that needs to be pink for an entry. So yeah, entries somewhere between $10. I've got one that looks like about $10, about 10.15. Another one about 10.40 roughly, and then I'd actually start to look at taking profits by like 10.70 up to the current price line, up to about $11, up to about 11.20, and up to about 1140, so on and so forth. So basically, I mean, ultimately just look to take profit where do you see where it starts to stack up for resistance? I mean, this is clearly going to be a pretty heavy resistance here because it was support generally becomes resistance if it's broken below support. So that's what I would say. And that is all for me today, guys. That's all I'm going to talk about today. So I do appreciate y'all watching. Hodl until rich. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yes. Buy XRP. I mean Monero. Yeah, I'll be buying Monero probably. Realistically, I will probably buy and sell Ripple before I buy more Monero, because Monero goes into the long-term bag, and my crypto hopper trades in and out of Ripple pretty regularly. How do I balance between trading, work, and these shows? Well, trading and work are one and the same. I work in cryptocurrency, and doing these shows is part of my job. So that is work. And then, yeah, so I don't have a personal life so much. I work a lot. I work a lot. But it doesn't really feel like work because I love this. I love studying it. I love learning about it. I love the technology. It's very exciting. I love potentially shaping the future, as naive as that may sound. So this is my job is this, and this is what I do. So thank you guys for supporting and allowing me to continue to do this professionally, because I certainly do enjoy it. So with that, I don't know. I don't have anything else for you guys. Snay will be on later today, and I'll be on again tomorrow morning. So until then, keep your stop losses tight. And I'm out of here. Take it easy, guys. Have a good day.